Hello there, it's Jen. It's Friday, June 6th, and I'm here live with you. If you're there with me, let me know. If you're watching the replay later, let me know. I am here. I'm going to make a Stampin' Up! Card from start to finish. I go live every Friday and do the same thing. So what I want to start with first is showing you what I made the week before. So let me just pull that in here. So it was this cute little donut card. I made this one, I think. Yes, and then I had this one that had more chocolate on it. Here, let me just pull that up full screen so you can see. See that? There we go. And then I actually made another one, and I put, instead of the string on it, I put a couple little dots that match there too. So lots of donut cards here, and I'm going to pop a Tim Hortons gift card in there, and it'll be super cute. Anyways, I have this one that I made live that I'm going to do a draw for. So let me just share my screen and pop over to my draw. And as long as you have shared or liked or commented, you're going to be in my draw. So here we go. And as long as you're Canadian and not a demonstrator, then you can win. So I'm looking for a pencil, and we already have a winner. Wow, Marg Clark is saying, I'm traveling, so she's watching the replay again. That's awesome. I'm glad that you come back and check it out, Marg. So that card will get in the mail to you. Thanks so much. So I'm just going to stop the share and come back here, and we'll jump right to the craft table. And I want to say hello to Nicole. I appreciate you being here with me. I'm just going to get all these out of the way, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to work with today. This is the Sunrise Sailing Bundle, and if it sounds familiar to you, it is because I have a class out. And today's the last day to get the early bird on this class. Now, this is kind of a fun stamp set. Oh, I'm missing the die. I'm going to grab the die. So hopefully you can see all the bits and pieces. 1 second. Here we go. Here's the die. I love that everything's so close in my craft room. So this die is kind of fun because it does embossing as well as die cutting with some of these dies. And then it cuts out all of the stamps here, but it also has a bunch of other little sailboats and things. So it's pretty fun. And I'm just going to pop, let me see, I'm going to share this for a second because I can. Here is my information about that class. So you know what I'll do is I'll stop the share, I'll copy that, and I'll put it into the comments. There we go. Hello, Kathy Baxter. How are you? So that's the class. Like I said, the early bird ends today at midnight. Oops, we're back to double screen. Okay, so I'm going to make a card using this bundle. So I'm going to start with a white card base. There's a little something on there, so we'll make sure that's on the front so it gets covered up. And take my bone folder, nice crease. There we go, it's all gone. And then I'm going to do all my work on this piece here, which is basically just a mat for that. So this is 4 by 5 1/4. Just making sure we're in view here. There we go. Add some light. There we go. So I'm going to start with this. And I'm going to do the scary part first. I got to tell you that, first of all, this was a card that I made when I was at a demonstrator event. I just want to make sure this is working. I need another scrap of paper because I don't want to do it on there. This marker. I think I have a newer one here. Hold on a sec. Oh yeah, here's one with the new tip. I don't know if you can see. Actually, I'll show that to you. So the these markers have dual tips. So there's like the fat marker part, which is the brush part, the fat marker, the fat stripe, and then the small stripe. So the fat one is the brush tip, so it looks like that. And then the smaller one is a smaller bullet type tip. But to see the difference in the new, that's not going to focus. New one versus the old one. So new one's on the left and old one's on the right. So there's much more of a nice bullet tip on here. So this is going to be perfect for what I want to do. Okay, so I'm going to attempt to do this and talk at the same time. So I made this at a demonstrator event. Someone else had designed this card, and I thought it was very clever until I realized that this was not a stamp, that she had free-handed this. Oops, I made a little boo-boo there. And I thought, oh, I can't do that. But yeah, I can. I totally just did it a second time. So imagine that. So yeah, sometimes that's a kind of fun thing to do. And I'm not worried about the bottom because we're going to cover that up. And what we're going to cover it up with is this. So I've got some designer series paper here, different colors. Hello, Vila. And so the color, the thing about this all is it's two-toned paper. So I actually cut one of each so you could see. So this is Pool Party. So on one side, this two-tone cardstock is one color, and the other side it's slightly darker. So I don't know if you can see that. So I think I did one for all of them. So there's Lost Lagoon, and then lighter. So if I flip that one over, you can see it's subtle. It's very subtle. There's Pretty Peacock, and there's the lighter version. Okay, so I'm going to put together a version of this. So I think I might do that, that, and that. So the light version and the two darker versions, I think, is what I want to do. We'll try it out, but I've got extras if we need to. So what's nice about this cardstock is that it is got a white core in it as well. So when I rip it like this, you're going to get that white core showing through, which is super cool. Isn't that neat? So it kind of, I'm thinking it's looking like waves. What do you think? Okay, so then I'm going to do that one, and then we're going to do this one. So let's make this one a little bit bigger there. And I'm just ripping using my two thumbs to just rip that across, something like this. Like I said, this is not my design. It's a design of one of my team members, and I thought it was so clever and a good way to show this paper. Now I can't remember which way I want to do this. I think the darker one. It matters because when you rip it towards you, that's when you get the rip, right? If I ripped, so this one here, you can see I got the rip on that side. If I turn it over and rip it towards you, I'm going to get the rip on that side. So it kind of matters. You got to choose what side. So I'm going to do this one. We're just going to rip a little bit off this one. Okay, and so this is going to tuck in here like this. So let me just attach these right now. And that one's going to have to go down because I ripped that one quite low. So I think about there for that one. I'm going to just put a little something here to remind me that's where I want it to go. So this two-tone cardstock, it comes in every color, which is kind of fun. But what you can do, and what I did, is you can buy a mixed package. Just need to move that over a little bit. Some of the scrapbooking kits have it in there, but there's mixed packages that you can get as well. So try those out. I think I've put this up too high now. We shall see in a minute. We may be adding an extra little piece here. See, because if I put that down low like I intend, then we have a little missing piece here. So let's add this in. We've got an extra piece. Let's add it in. Hello, Alice and Rita. Thanks for joining me. So I'm just working with two-tone cardstock here to make this really cool image that looks like waves because of that white core center. Oh, and that's even the other color, which I think is cool. I like this. I like it actually better than the original. Okay, so I'm going to add that in. So we've got kind of a wave crashing there. And then I'm going to just turn this over and I'm going to trim off any of the excess pieces here. Just using my paper snip scissors. Got a little extra on the bottom here. And maybe just a teeny bit extra on this side. I could use a paper trimmer too, that would work, but there's only a little bit there. So isn't that fun? It looks like waves on the ocean. Okay, so I've got some other pieces here. I've got some white and some Pretty Peacock. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. And I'm going to cut out pieces from the machine, from this die set. So here we go. Big noise for a minute. Here we go. And I'll put the camera up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing better. Here we go. I might just see a mess on my floor too. Okay, so I'm going to put the white in there. And maybe we can do the peacock at the same time. And I'm going to take from the die set. I'm going to take, these are some of the extra pieces. So that is a sail. We want that to be white. And that is the base of the boat. So there's three sizes. So there's this big one, and then there's these two little ones too. And then another boat on there. I'll show you this all again in a second. It's got clouds in it and birds. It's got so many cool things. And water. And like I said, it cuts out the big sailboat too. Okay, so we're going to do those and put my plate on there. So hopefully you can see that I've got plate 1 and 2 and then plate 3 sandwiched around each of those layers. So there's 2 plate 3s there. Okay. You don't need to run it through twice. I just do because then it ends up coming right back to me where I started, and that makes it just easier on me. Oh, look at they all fell out just nice. If they don't fall out nice, there's little poke holes that you can poke to get those out. Okay, so let's move all this. And of course, I save all my pieces of scrap. We want to save that and use it again for something else. Okay, that away. And I have learned to put my dies away as I go. I actually have a nice magnetic wand here that I use to pick them all up and put them away so I don't lose them. What's everyone doing this weekend? Any plans? I've got some garden work I need to do, and then this Sunday my team is doing a little get together online. We do this every once in a while, and we basically just make stuff and share it. There's a few different presenters. Let me put this down again. And it's super fun. So I'm hoping it's raining that day. Hello, Pamela. Miss you here in Hamilton. I miss you too. Nice to see you online. So I'm going to use this liquid glue. You could use glue dots as well. I'm a little bit messy with liquid glue, but I think this is going to work. So I'm going to put that and the sail on. Now with the class that I have going on, I'm showing how to make 4 different cards. It includes the pictures, measurements, how to cut it, everything, instructions and videos, like written instructions and videos. So kind of fun. Okay, so aren't those adorable sailboats? Don't you just love those? So I'm going to let them dry for a sec. In fact, I think I'll just tack this on right now. Get that extra piece out. I'm even going to save that extra piece of 2-tone cardstock just because I love it. And I'm going to put this on my card base, which is hiding here. There we go. Just a nice layer. Sorry, I'm down too low here. There we go. Isn't that fun so far? Love it. Okay. Oop, that one just moved on me. The liquid glue does take a few minutes to set. I'm just going to hold it. But what's nice is it gives you then some wiggle room, especially for things like this. I'll just give it a second here. Okay, so I'm going to put a greeting. Now, there are greetings in this stamp set. Congratulations, you deserve the best. Happy retirement, which I think is perfect for the sailboat. Best wishes, you're destined for great things, and ahoy! But I'm going to make this into a birthday card. So you can always use birthday cards, and I'm going to use one of my favorite go-to stamp sets, which is Simply Said. It's got birthdays, thinking of you, just a note, all that stuff. And I think I'm going to just do, I think I pulled out the birthday, yeah. And I have a piece of Pretty Peacock, no, Lost Lagoon. Okay, so I'm going to stamp with the black, just so it shows up nicely. Birthday wishes. So this is a felt pad, squish and a little tap to get that ink out there nicely. And I always stamp before I punch. So I'm now going to punch that out. I've got a 2-inch circle punch here. Just like that. Okay, so now let's put all these things on here. So let's lay the little sailboat flat. And again, I think I might just use liquid glue. Let's figure out where these are going to go. I'll put this one riding on the high seas. And this one, seeing as it's closer to us, it can go kind of tucked in there. Let's put dimensionals on this one. Just to find my dimensionals. Here we go. And I take a pick tool. That's going to go up there like that. So I'll add some of these. So I haven't read what your comments are about what you're doing this weekend. I'm not sure whether it's supposed to rain here or not. I have this feeling it is. It's been raining a lot. And I just got back from walking the dog, and I got completely bitten by mosquitoes. So I've taken a Benadryl because the mosquito bites really bother me. Does anyone else have that problem? So I'm going to just kind of tuck this down in here. a little bit, just using that to grab that and stick it in like this. How adorable is that? Okay, and then this one, actually, let's put dimensionals on this one too. They're small, so they'll fit. I'll do one there and one here. I think I'll do one more. It's white, so hopefully you won't. It probably should be cut. I did that all off screen. I'm sorry about that. Hard to see, to tell what kind of surface you got. Okay, so I'm going to stick this one. We'll do the same thing. Tuck it down in here. I love these colors because they very much look like the sea. There we go. How cute is that? And then the birthday wishes. I think we'll pop that up too, but I'm going to use my bigger dimensionals. Actually, I'm right down to the end of my dimensionals, but when you are down like that, you still can use them. I just cut into the edge and use those pieces. So don't throw any of those things away. Okay. So I didn't do any of the embossing or anything on here. This is just some of the die cuts. How cute is that? Okay, and then we need to add a little bit of bling to it. Hello, Paulette. So I'm going to add some of these. These are called the Faceted Gems Trio Pack. It's something that's been out for a while, but they're still available. And I'm going to add this up here to the greeting. We'll add one there and one over there. We always like to do things in odd numbers, so I'm going to add one more in hair or something on here. I'm just, oh, it's a piece of, there we go. One more, we'll add one right into the water here. Okay, so how adorable is that? And it's white card, so you can write on the inside. I'm going to show you the one that my team member made. You might, oh, and this one's coming loose here. It's because the boat is loose here. We need a little bit of, let's get a glue dot. And you might like it better because she had a really awesome design. I won't be offended if you do, but I didn't have the paper that she used. Let's see if I can get this. Oh, it's probably going to stay now. But I did like this color paper too. There we go. There's one glue dot. Stick it in there. And she also did a really cool thing with the greeting, which I'll show you. But I just wanted to try something different. Plus, I wanted to make it into a birthday card. So I'll show you the one she did. Hello, Phyllis. Nice to see you there. So here's the one that she did with blues instead. And then she just cut, she did a little doodle on there too and put this greeting from the saying on there too. And she just did the gems down here in the water. So there's two different versions of the same thing. You can see I've added that extra little piece of water there. So there's lots of fun things you can do with this to make it into your own. Be sure to check out that sailing class because there's some really nice cards in there. Like I love what I designed for that class. I think there's so much you can do with this stamp set. So the link is in the comments there. So check that out. So in order to get on the draw for this card, just be sure to comment, like, or share, and then you'll be in the draw for next week. So that is what my card is for you today. I thank you very much for joining me and checking it out. And I will say goodbye to all of you. Have a wonderful weekend, whatever you decide to do. And I will see you all again next week. Take care. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye now.